Hey, folks, welcome to InTheMoneyStocks.com's intraday analysis video, brought to you by the creators of proprietary price, pattern, and time methodology. Learn the PPT strategies and profit for life. My name is Gareth Soloway, Chief Market Strategist here at InTheMoneyStocks.com. All right, into the action we go today on this glorious Monday, June 9th, 2014. Markets are trading flat to slightly positive, but we have reversed off of earlier gains. And this is actually the first time we've seen a later in the afternoon reversal where the markets have made the highs earlier in the day and then come back in. So it's a little bit of a change of character, but at this stage we don't know if this is a top in the markets yet, or at least a short-term top, right? I mean, you could have a longer-term top, which would be a long pullback or a bigger pullback for weeks, if not months, or you could have a short-term 1 or 2 day small pullback. And we're not sure even if either of these could be intact yet, because we need to see where this market closes. But again, there is a small change in character that you can easily see on the chart. And again, if I just zoom out on the SPY here, you can see what we're talking about. So if you look at the charts, really all the previous days, and you could go back weeks and weeks, the market was down early, if at all, and then rallied by the end. Gap down here. Here's early selling and then rally up. And then really here on Friday, the market just floated up the whole day. So today, again, a little bit of a minor change in character, and let's watch and see how we close the day out. All right, couple things that are catching my eye. You're getting a few topping tail formations. One would be on Intel INTC on the daily chart. This is something that's catching my eye. It's a potential swing trade. Extended move up, potential topping tail right there. Also the IYT, if you look at the IYT, potential of a little bit of a topping tail right there as well. So there are multiple signals out there that could be telling us that the potential, I would say, for a short-term top at least, are definitely increasing in probability just based off of what we're seeing here. We're also seeing other stocks that have been recent leaders showing a little bit of weakness. DuPont, for instance, which has been a strong one lately, that's coming in a little bit today, as well as some technical strong plays on the NASDAQ, which would be like Netflix. Take a look at Netflix, down $8 today, folks. And again, a beautiful pullback on Netflix. You could kind of tell this pullback was going to come through because, first of all, the daily's extended, but more than anything, look at the price action on Friday. So the markets were up on Friday, and essentially Netflix ended with almost a topping tail there. And right there, you can see it very clearly. So already on Friday, with the markets up, we were not seeing Netflix participate with the overall market rally. And so again, anytime you see that, right, the markets are doing well, and a stock individually is up early and then sells off, but the markets don't sell off, that's a signal that you'll usually note when you're coming into a potential top. Okay, so that's what we see in that scenario right there, folks. And again, we'll keep our eyes and ears peeled open to watch and see how things play out at the end of the day. But these are just a couple little side notes that I'm taking note of here. I want to flip back to the SPY and go to the intraday chart here. Again, you actually could be making a small bearish pattern here on the spiders intraday, and this is the 10-minute chart of the SPY. And again, notice the float up here and the dead volume. First of all, volume's dead today. Again, 36.7 million is, I mean, we're literally at 2 p.m. Eastern time here. So, I mean, the volume is minuscule to say the least. But I'm more concerned with if we were to roll over later in the day and let's say come down to this line even and stay there, that would be basically a flat day today. But it would be important because you have a potential topping tail, very small topping tail on the spiders, but you do have one. And also the rollover would come late in the day, as I said earlier, which would be a change in character. And we would see it happening on light volume. And that's another interesting little factor here that we want to kind of monitor and keep track of. Okay, so that's what we're seeing there. What else is going on here? JP Morgan is actually having a very strong day, one of the leaders here on the market. And again, something I'm very curious to see how that plays out. But again, yeah, JPM showing some relative strength, up about 63 cents. It's actually somewhat of a rarity if you take a look at Goldman Sachs here. Goldman's only up 17 cents on the day, and actually has been a very, very tight range on Goldman, starting to uptick a little bit here. And that could be interesting if the markets start to float up. You probably get carried by JPM and Goldman Sachs. Another stock that's showing weakness that I think has put in a top is DAL, the airline stocks. We talked about the IYT, which is the transport ETF, potentially topping tail there, but also DAL down 35 cents. And look at the performance here lately, guys. So if you look at the market, right, what's the market done? The market's gone like this, right? Vertical, kind of Very sharp move to the upside. Look at DAL over the span of last week. Basically, it had a nice day here, and then it put in a topping tail intraday and sold off. Little bounce inside, and then today we're seeing some selling here. So this, to me, again, looks like a potential top on DAL. The airline stocks, if you look at the daily airline stocks, they're just so overdone. I mean, ridiculous. Look at that. Look at this chart here. From $10 to 40 and change right now. And I actually have some puts on DAL as well as some DAL on the short side. But the puts, I bought the July 41s. And I think those are going to do fantastically. I mean, just based on everything I'm seeing here, this stock should have a decent size pull off, probably back to about $37 or so, $38, somewhere in that vicinity. Which for options, that would be a huge score if we can get it. And you can see the daily again. See this reversal candle right here, and then a little inside bar. And now you're selling off again. What you want to see is you want to see a lower low put in right now. See how you have a low, higher low, higher low, higher low. You want to see one of these days come out and take out the low from the previous day, and that would really kickstart the selling pressure, in my opinion. All right, so just a couple little interesting tidbits there. What else am I looking at here? So right now, Dow up 15 points, Nasdaq's up 15, and the S&P's up 2. Markets, again, just short term, you have to believe that they're a little extended. Let's go back to the intraday spiders here and just kind of take one last gander at this. And again, this is a little bit of a bearish pattern. The question is, do we have enough volume for it to play out? This is your downside support, and you can see it very clearly. Take this high, connect it to this low, connect it to this low. That's your trend line support. I wouldn't be surprised based on how the market's acting as if we dip there, but then we probably do get some sort of bounce off of it at that point. Okay? What else do we have? Let me just kind of scan through and keep my wits about me here as we're trying to see if there's anything else on the radar. But yeah, not too much there. And I think that's about it for today, folks. So let's see where things close today. Again, notice the differentiation from what we've seen past few days to last couple of weeks with the market action today. We don't know if it's significant yet, but we need to see where this market closes. And again, ultimately, if we close with a little bit of a topping tail, you want to see follow through tomorrow on these charts. Have a great afternoon, great evening. Come take the 7-day free trial at inthemoneystocks.com, and let's profit with the pros.